Israel's war on Gaza has turned into Palestine's liberation war, marked by brutality and disregard for international law. With Arab unity, Palestine is set to achieve liberation, leading to Middle East peace through a two-state solution. The US government, despite acknowledging the need for a two-state solution, obstructs its implementation, recently vetoing Palestine's membership in the United Nations. Israel relies on the US to prevent a sovereign Palestinian state. However, Arab nations, showing impressive unity, are circumventing US resistance. Following an Arab League meeting in Bahrain, the Arab world is pushing for a global conference to implement the two-state solution. The Bahrain Declaration calls for an international conference under the United Nations to resolve the Palestinian issue based on the two-state solution, ending Israeli occupation of all occupied Arab territories, and establishing an independent, sovereign Palestinian state in accordance with international resolutions, to live in peace alongside Israel. Arab unity on the two-state solution has been growing for over 2 decades, starting with the 2002 Arab Peace Initiative. Despite Israel's rejection and US backing of Israel's stance, Arab and Islamic leaders reiterated the peace proposal in Riyadh in November after the Gaza war outbreak in October. Since then, Arab-backed diplomacy for the two-state solution has accelerated. After numerous delays and US vetoes, the UN Security Council backed an immediate ceasefire on March 25, although Israel ignored the resolution. On April 18, the UN Security Council overwhelmingly voted for Palestine's UN membership, with only the US voting against. On May 10, the UN General Assembly supported Palestine's UN bid in a 143-9 vote. On May 22, Norway, Spain, and Ireland announced plans to recognize a Palestinian state, with the Irish Prime Minister confident more countries would follow. The diplomatic process in the UN and the Arab League is isolating the US. South Africa's case at the International Court of Justice, ICJ, charging Israel with genocide led to a crucial interim judgment on January 26, stating it is plausible Israel is violating the 1948 Genocide Convention. This led to an emergency order for Israel to stop operations in Rafah. The International Criminal Court also recommended arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and 3 Hamas leaders. US isolation is intolerable for its security and national interests. The US needs good relations with the Arab world, which has nearly 500 million people, a strategic location, economic influence, and centrality in the global energy system. It also needs good relations with the wider Islamic world, comprising nearly 2 billion Muslims. The Israel lobby in the US is working to block moves toward a two-state solution, promising campaign financing. However, American public opinion is turning against Israel's apartheid rule and its violence in Gaza. Mainstream US media now show that Israel's justice system oppresses and dispossesses Palestinians. Social media convey daily destruction in Gaza, with Israeli soldiers gloating as they destroy buildings. The US is attempting one last gambit, trying to break Arab unity over Palestine by making a side deal with Saudi Arabia, promising nuclear technology, advanced fighter planes, and a defense pact if the Saudis normalize relations with Israel. This gambit will likely fail as Arab countries recognize the power of unity to establish regional peace. As long as the Arab world remains united and demands the US stop blocking the two-state solution, an independent, sovereign UN member state of Palestine will likely emerge soon.